2006 was the worst year of my life. I had a job that I hated. Had no money, was in obscene amounts of debt, like $60,000 of debt. And we just had our first baby. And I had to provide for Katie and the baby. And it was my duty to provide for my family.
The worst time for me personally was when I had Cameron, and he was premature, so we didn't expect to have him. And he had to stay in hospital for 3 weeks. We weren't allowed to obviously bring him home or go in and pick him up and stuff, so we was back and forth to the hospital. And we literally lived off the money we had off people as little gifts. They'd give us £10 in a card and £20 in a card.
When Cameron was in the hospital, I couldn't even afford to pay the car park meter when we used to go there. That's how bad it was.
And some days my nan would come and pick me up from the house, and she'd drop me off in the morning. And she'd say, here's £10 for the day, buy yourself some lunch. And I'd just sit there next to the bed. I wasn't even allowed to hold my son.
It wasn't as if we could go down to the shop and buy food. We used to have to take packed lunch to the hospital. You know, we literally had no money. Like, we were like not even broke. We were in so much debt, it was unreal.
It was an emotional time anyway, let alone being skint and finding the next £10 to come home, and luckily we'd have a card through the post.
We used to live off Cameron's birthday money, like when he was born.
Congratulations on your baby son, Cameron. He used £20, buy himself something, and we'd be like, oh, here's 2 more days to get us by.
She must have felt distraught, you know, Katie must have felt distraught. I was in financial ruins, and I was crushed. You know, you imagine, like, being in this much debt, having all my family in this much debt, how that makes a man feel. And even though I was in this position, I had to pursue, and that's when I found internet marketing. And not just internet marketing, I found my very first internet marketing seminar, where all the top ethical gurus and experts were going to be. And the problem was, I was in the UK, so I had to fly from London, UK to Alabama, USA. So I went to see my mum, and I said, Mum, I have to go to Alabama, I have to meet these people.
Well, Alex came, and he wanted to borrow some money because he'd been doing some research and wanted to go to Alabama to a seminar.
And she kind of looked at me funny and was like, well, you know, Alabama, really?
I wasn't concerned about lending money, but I was concerned about him going to Alabama and who was over there.
And after a lot of convincing and showing her the websites, she said, okay, let's do it. You can go.
So I made sure my husband went with him, so my husband went along and...
just as security. And we went. Me and him took off to Alabama.
Did a few days over there, and really that's when his internet marketing business took off from there, you know.
But I knew that these people would be the coaches, and these now were the backbone to where I started my internet business. These are the people who coached me from the beginning.
From that day forward, it's just grown and grown, you know.
So now leaving that seminar, having the information, the knowledge and tools to go and make something for myself. You know, that's how this whole $1 million business was built. And we worked on my very first website. Now that first website, in the very first week, generated $27,000. Imagine $27,000 in the first week. Imagine what that did for me and my family.
When Alex done his launch, his first launch, we sat there and we were pressing the button on the PayPal and watching all the money come in, and it was just unreal. It wasn't realistic, and technically it didn't feel realistic until he transferred the money from PayPal into the bank account.
For me, it gave me a soul back again, because, you know, I wasn't just getting myself into debt, I was getting my wife into debt and my mum into debt, and that was hurting me bad. And they were both rooting for me, and they were going all the way with me. So to finally have made $27,000, I could start giving back.
And I remember we were sat outside the bank and we went and got a withdrawal slip, and we seen the money on the slip and we were like, whoa, it was just nice not to have to worry about where we're getting the next penny from to pay the next bills.
We continue to make more and more money, and, you know, thousands of dollars there, and there's, you know, tens of thousands of dollars. And that helped me pay off all my debt, helped me, you know, secure my family, make sure my children aren't suffering, make sure my wife isn't suffering.
And he's been, you know, very kind to us as well as a family, you know, which is, you know, really rewarding and very nice as well.
The first withdrawal he done from PayPal was $100,000.
As I was becoming more and more successful and generating more and more money, I was actually blogging about this to the internet marketing community. And it caused a lot of attention. A lot of people were saying, how have you become successful so quickly?
Obviously, in work, people have asked me, you know, what does your son do? And I've just said, Google him, you know, and, you know, I'm very, very proud of his achievements and what he's accomplished.
So You know, as I started telling people, I realized the demand, and that's when Mark to Alex was born. I thought to myself, you know, when I was in school, I hated teachers, I didn't think they were doing it right. Let's have a go with this. And I come through that I'm quite a good teacher. So, built Mark to Alex, put the step-by-step program together, and the success stories speak for themselves.
I've met people as well, you know, that have said to me that they have come from nothing and Alex has changed their whole life around, you know.
And he has lots of success stories of the people he's helped grow their businesses, and obviously they're doing really well.
You know, if you just look on the internet at Mark to Alex, you know, look at, you know, just Google it and see the successes. It's just had a new life of its own. I mean, it's kind of outgrown me, which is amazing. But the training's in there. The training, you know, it's a formula that thousands of people have been through. And, you know, I don't need to, you know, blow the trumpet of the program because it's all out there on the internet. There's so many success stories. Thousands of people have been through that program. And it's very exciting, very liberating for me to have been able to help back in a way that I never felt I would possibly be able to.
Hi, my name's Anthony Tilley, and in the last 12 months I've built 2 six-figure businesses, and that's after 14 years of struggling. What really turned things around for me was joining Alex's coaching program.
Hi, my name is Jovan Johnson. Back in 2011, I was a completely broke student, struggling, trying to find a solution. I was in my dorm room online searching. Then I came across Alex and seen all the people he's helped, and I thought, this is for me, I've got to try and take the leap. And it absolutely changed my life.
I turned to the internet to basically try and make more money, and I came across Alex Jeffries and had the opportunity to join his Marketing with Alex course. And I have to say, that's when everything really turned around for me. You know, I was in over $60,000 in debt before that time. You know, hadn't ever made $1 online before. And literally from the moment I joined Marketing with Alex, things changed fast.
Things are just going from strength to strength for me. In fact, in the last 90 days, I've made over $100,000 profit. And you know, what this has done for my family is just phenomenal. It means my wife can give up the job that she hates, and I can get security as well for the 2 boys. So I'm really just so grateful to Alex for what he's done for me.
Within 3 months, I was able to quit my job, and I've never looked back since because I've been working full-time online. On my last launch, I generated over $20,000 within 7 days, and it absolutely blew my mind.
You know, quit my job after 8 months. The following year, I made over $600,000 in 1 year.
I owe this all to Alex and the Marketing with Alex program. So I've just got to say a big thank you to him and all his team because it's absolutely changed my life.
And if there's one piece of advice I could give to people, is to believe in yourself. Just believe in yourself and take action. Because trust me, I'm nothing special. I am nobody special. And I'm telling you, the students who've been through my program, they're just regular people as well. Just regular people who want to take their life to a better place.